What's up, guys, and welcome back to another City Skylines stream, and welcome back to the beautiful city of Petra Vallis, where last time we put in the Statue of Liberty, which is looking pretty cool out on the coast of the city on its own little tiny mini island with all the boats going by. And things are going well in the city. Population 52,000. It's a crazy city in terms of the way it's laid out, but that's mainly because of the map. But today, I wanted to maybe link this tourism area up a little more to the rest of the city. It's doing pretty well, 84% traffic, but I was thinking a tunnel down here that goes all the way down to somewhere in here. It's crazy, I know, but as is most of the things in our city, so I want to give it a shot. So let's give it a try. Let's see what we can do. Because we have, I guess both of these are highways technically. Maybe also a tunnel. No, I guess it doesn't need to go to there. I'm thinking a tunnel, maybe from right here, maybe from this intersection. Or if we really want to get crazy, that one, but I think that's a little too busy. Let's see, could we even do a tunnel? Would it even allow us? I don't think it would. At least not from right there. If we went from here, though. We might be able to actually raise this, and we probably should raise it a little bit because it's a bit of a steep slope in there. Have a little bit of demand across the board, which is good. So we can keep zoning some other areas of the city that still need a little bit of zoning. But I don't know why, but I really want a tunnel in here. I think it might look cool. We could put a little bit of land in here. If we did something like this. that go out at an angle. Somewhat of an angle. Oh, it was gonna let me do it for a second. There we go. And then we'll get a nice slope in here. Which hopefully is just enough. Oh, it's still a little too steep. Still a little bit too steep, going all the way under the water. And this is where I wish you could have a tunnel go underwater, but not have to be underground. Because that's the thing that's really throwing us off, is that it has to actually go underneath the bottom of this giant river? Ocean? Whatever this body of water is. Because that doesn't look too good. That's a little ugly. Maybe if we just go as long as we can, it'll just magically let us do it. No. And why is that not actually letting us do that? It should be relatively flat down there. Yeah, it is flat. But for some reason it wants to come back. Yeah, if you go too long, it wants to go out of the water? Which is very strange, that it wants to go up. But if we do it a little bit at a time, it'll actually work. This is going to come a little further beyond that and then dip down, because we don't want to get in the way of the plane path. Let's see how far we can make that go out. Had a lot of laughs during the Stardew stream. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know it's pretty late for your time, but I'm glad you hung in as long as you did. I guess we're taking it a little bit at a time. And it's going to connect eventually. What if we curve it? Nope. It's really weird that it's not letting us draw it any longer than about 12 units. But we're gonna get it. There we go. Oh man, that was a task. But we did actually do it. And would we actually be able to maybe get rid of some of this dirt? How much can we get rid of? And still keep the road. That's not too bad. Just has a little bit of a protruding bit of land. That's okay. It doesn't stick out too much. that bridge. And do we want to speed it up maybe? If it'll let us. Make it a two-way highway. Oh, and of course now. What did it just do? That's not at all what we went to do. You silly game. Turn that off. Get it going underground. That's weird that it... I guess because it's a larger road, it needs to go back further? Slope too steep, no? Now we're gonna get this. Put some land back. Hey, Fixed Lizard. Welcome. Welcome to our crazy tunnel building experiment. Oh, yeah, it won't let me actually upgrade those bits. We can upgrade all of that, which is good. Without any trouble. Oh, and cars are actually already using it. Doesn't work because the slope is too steep. Alright, let's just do this the old-fashioned way with Movement Mod. Yeah, I was up watching Amy's stream. She was building on a really cool map. I'm actually kind of jealous because the map theme was really, really cool. Even better than this one, I would think. Which is saying something, because this one's really awesome. Alright, so with the movement mod, it makes things a little steeper than we should normally be able to build them, but it does allow them to actually connect, and that's the important part. And now that's in there. That actually was not as hard as I initially thought it was going to be. Getting that tunnel in there. It does make this a little bit of a crazy intersection because it's a four-way, but it's not like a traditional cross section. It does have, you know, some crazy angles there. But it should still be okay. Shouldn't be too much trouble, especially if we do any lane adjustments to make it work as efficient as possible. Because there's probably a stoplight here. Yeah, so let's change that to be stop signs on those two. System is this? What did we do down here? I completely forget. We have a lot of tunnels. A lot of tunnels in the tourism area. So that's doing okay. Let's change these to be stop signs as well, because they're only three-way, not four ways. Same thing right there. And down here. And we'll make that a stop sign, so this is sort of treated like the road curves to the right rather than going straight. Unless a lot of traffic is going down there, then maybe we'll adjust it, but I think that'll be okay. I wish you could make a, like, right turn doesn't have to stop policy. Actually, we could do something like that. Hold on. If we take off the junction, take away that stop sign. and we'll take our lane adjustments. So you guys can go straight through or turn left. You guys can turn left to there, and then you guys can go right to there. So really the only people that have to really watch out for traffic are the people turning left, like those guys who just drove through that car. But in real life, it would be like a yield. So I think that will do all right there. We don't have any junctions down here because they're just the smaller roads for now. And we have stop signs there. Let's make that one a stop sign as well. And that's a light. That's good because that's a four-way. And I think everything is looking pretty good. We do have that cool diamond shape that we were working with last time. We put that in a couple places. And it seems to be doing pretty well. But the hopes with this tunnel is that the only way to get to the tourism from over here would be to take this highway road, which is fine. It's totally acceptable for them to come down this bridge. But the only thing is they're gonna have to cut through the airport essentially, or take this tunnel which goes underneath the airport. So just giving them another option, or they don't have to deal with any airport traffic or anything like that. And it does seem like people are actually using it, so that makes me happy. And it's not having a negative effect on the traffic, so can't complain about that. Alright, we do have a little bit more space out here in the tourism area, and I'm thinking maybe we do some more coastal things, because we have a couple little coastal guys right here, which are looking pretty cool, and we actually made them a proper height off the water, which is very uncommon for my cities. They're usually way too tall, but I think we could maybe continue that key around and bring that all the way down here, because it is the tourism area, so I feel like they would have more keys and finished coastlines rather than the natural look like it is currently. So let's do a little bit of smoothing. And go with a little bit of a larger surface. And I think we might actually lower the terrain to be more that level. And maybe have a little bit of a sloped road leading down into like a lower part of the district, maybe? I think it might look cool. Let's give it a shot. We can always put it back if we don't like it. Able to put things like fairgrounds in? Or are you thinking of another game? There's some... I'm sure there's like parks and stuff on the workshop where you can have, like, people have made fairs and stuff. I know on the console there was a building that was like a roller coaster that I had never seen before. It was like a roller coaster park or something. And I have not seen it since I played on console, so. But that would be really cool if you could do like theme parks and stuff. Limited land build. Yeah, this map is just very hilly. It's a very mountainous map. And the last map I was building on was completely flat. So I felt like this was a good sort of challenge, get away from the complete flatness, and we really haven't done too much terraforming other than just like smoothing out some bits to get better zoning. But it's coming along nice. It's given us a really unique sort of city structure. And just a little bit of a challenge as well. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's get our keys out here. And I would like to continue that along. So maybe we'll have to do a slight bit of terraforming over here. If you get really into like mods and stuff, there are definitely ways to make like piers and stuff like you're talking about. And I've seen a bunch of really cool ones like on Reddit and stuff. I don't know if I have all the necessary things to make an awesome pier like that, but it'd be really cool too. Will I still do the other map? The last one we did, what was our last map called? Portville? I don't know if we'll go back to Portville. We do visit one of my previous cities every now and then, but I think Portville was kind of done. Once I usually move on from a city, I typically don't go back to it, unless there's a specific reason. Now, we have this little bit. Is that going to be sand? It doesn't look like it. It looks like there's little bits of grass, because it would be cool if there was like a beach down here. But we don't have any sand, so guess it's just gonna stay coastline. Hey, Clubby. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's fix that. There we go. Just a little uneven. This is the shortest key I think I've ever made. But still looking good. And do we want to just continue that straight like that, or do we want to keep that little cutout? I think we'll just fill that in. Now we have to wait for the water to disperse. Oh boy, that is a lot of water. Oh boy. Luckily, this whole area is lower than the city. So that water shouldn't be going anywhere where it's going to cause any trouble. Shoreline required. That looks like a shoreline to me. Just waiting for the water to recede a little bit. I know it looks like a beach, but you can see these little tufts of grass right here, which indicate that eventually grass will grow there in time. Although there is none right here. It's all down here, which is strange. Yeah, but this one's the same way. It's got the little tufts of grass. And there is a mod where you can like paint in sand and stuff, but we don't have it currently active on this map. What map is this? If you do the command !map, you can get the name of it, because I actually don't remember off the top of my head what this one is called. That is something I should know, but get that going all the way around there. That actually doesn't look too bad. That's looking pretty cool. I think it needs a steeper shoreline. The only reason why it is so low, and I do agree with you, it is very close to the water, but when you put a building on the water like these guys, they do, you know, sit right on the water with the docks and stuff, and when I usually do a key, they're way too high, and you'll see little animations of the people. Let's see if our ferry stop has any people at it. Oh, no one's catching the ferry, but you can see this one is much higher than the ferry. Like, this is where the people should be. And if anyone's on it, we'll see them hop off. Oh, there they go. So a little weird when it's not the correct height. So we tried to make it the right height, and it's looking pretty good. It's not looking too bad. Oops, that is way too much. Or maybe it was just enough. Nope, it was too much. I gotta wait for that water to go away. Nice subtle coast. Get that key in there once all the water goes away, and I think that'll actually look really good. Let's maybe put a tiny little curve in here, make it look nice and smooth. And this curve looks okay. It could be better. Water is something. Water is a very tricky thing in City Skylines. But when you can actually get it to work, that's when magic happens. Oh, there we go. That looks good. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. That actually looks really good. I'm happy with that. We'll get some roads in there. Some nice buildings. Hopefully that water will go away. take away this little bit of land. And actually, if we could even smooth in a little bit in here. If the game will let us. It's being a little funky. Because it'd be really cool to get a pathway coming from these buildings all the way around. There we go. Just had to go a lot. Still have a little bit of water, but that should all evaporate in time. Not too worried about that. We have this power line, which let's just move this out of the way real quick so we have some room to work with. And we'll put a road, oh, that is, got a bump to it. So let's put a road just parallel with the main avenue. Get rid of that ugly terrain. And maybe we'll smooth that, maybe we'll keep it just a giant step. If we put some buildings behind that, it actually might look pretty cool. Nice, perfect zoning behind those guys. And actually, that might be good that it's a little lower, because we could still have these giant tall buildings here, but they just won't quite make it that tall, so it'll give us a nice little in-between height with the buildings. Statue of Liberty looks less epic when it has to have power lines connected to it. It does. We definitely need to do something to get rid of those power lines, but we just kind of threw them in as a quick fix for now, but they're definitely not going to stay there. So fear not. I can get that going right along the quay. Good. And we could actually connect this with a road to there. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know. I'm undecided. Let's just see what it would look like. I feel like if we did do that, I would just want it to stay right along the quay. Just kind of hug that quay all along. And then that can just continue straight through. That's not too bad. I kind of like that. Will this be office zone, residential zone, or commercial zone? This island actually is mostly our tourism area. We do have a lot of offices just to kind of fill in the gaps, because if you have too much commercial, if we filled this entire thing up with commercial, A, we would probably run out of demand, and B, it would cause a huge traffic problem, and it would probably, the buildings probably wouldn't function properly. And also, I just think the IT cluster office buildings look really fancy, especially for a downtown type area in the city. So we'll probably do some more commercial, or some more tourism, I should say, out here, or we could actually do leisure, which I think the Heather district here is. Yeah, that's leisure. So maybe we'll actually continue the Heather District down to here, and like this sort of coast could be the Heather District. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Definitely gonna be some type of tourism though. And I think we should just connect it straight to there. I think that is probably the smartest decision. And that doesn't seem too steep. Yeah, when we first started building out here, we threw the international airport on this island because it was really the only relatively flat spot we had in the city that was big enough to house the giant airport. So we decided we'll just turn this entire island into a tourism area, very convenient for the airport. And then we had quite a time connecting the airport to the rest of the city. You can see our insane amount of bridges and sort of highway expressways going all around the area. But I think it turned out to be alright. This was our original downtown spot. This is more residential, commercial, everyday living. Some university in there. But yeah, we saw this island, and I get a little crazy with my cities. I like to do something that's maybe not realistic, but just cool looking. So putting the international airport on a giant island seemed fun to me. Not to mention buildings getting the flight path. Yeah, we tried our best to keep them out of the way. It gets a little close over here. It gets a little scary. I wouldn't want to live in any of those houses, but the citizens of the city don't seem to mind. What's going on with that road? Why are you doing that? Why are you raising up? Oh, is there a little bit of a slant there? There might be. That might be why. Cool. Get that going all around. Beautiful. Where did we start again? Oh, the city started all the way in this little area. This was our original highway junction. We built this up, and I think we built the little town on top of the hill next. I think that was our first expansion, and then we just slowly started making our way out over the water. And then eventually hopped over the mountain. Started building out here. But we're getting it connected. We're getting a little bit in here, and actually we could do a little more zoning in here if we wanted. Got a lot of residential in there, which is good. Sort of a smaller town feel. It's not that unrealistic. Vancouver's airport is on an island just like this. Well, that's pretty cool to know. So is Toronto's? Was that just like a Canada thing? Where all the airports are on islands? Maybe this is a Canadian city then. I'd be okay with it. Alright, let's get that a little closer to the key. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a slope right over here, but it's not too bad. Looking pretty good. That's going right along there. That is perfect. And with that being so close, the reason why we put the road right next to the key is so when we do put in those buildings, those little parks, like the fishing pier, it will actually be connected to the road, even though it's technically not connected. But we could maybe put a pathway in between there. If we turn off all the snapping. Oh, look at that. That is the perfect little gap. A Canadian city with the Statue of Liberty? Are you saying Canada can't have liberty? Alright, get some roads going in there. And do we want to actually put a larger building down here? Or maybe right here, in this little open area, right on the coast. I think that might actually look like a fantastic spot. Oh, please tell me it'll fit. Oh, it doesn't actually fit. That is a shame. Alright, we need to make this fit, because I think that will look really cool. Can we go? Because we could put it there, which I guess would also work. But I want it as close down to the coast as possible. Unless we just got rid of the curve. Let's just see what that looks like. Oh yeah, because I feel like the curve of the building and the curve there, I think that'll look really cool. Alright, we can make this work. We can find a way. We need to delete those little bits. Have that go straight down. And we can move it down to there. That can connect to there. I don't hate that. I think it's kind of interesting. We can put some parking lots over there. We'll put some pathways or something to make this look a little more finished, but I think that just looks really cool. The road system's a little crazy. Use the Move It mod to curve it with the road. I don't know if you can't actually curve a building. We could curve the roads to like fit in there, I guess, but I'm really happy with how this is looking. Alright, get that right there on that corner. And then yeah, let's find some parking lots wherever we threw those guys in. There they are. Let's See how many of these we can fit in, if they'll fit in perfectly. Ooh, that's pretty perfect. I'll move that in. Just a smidge. Oh, that's not what we meant to do. There we go. So we got some lovely parking across the street. Because I'm sure, you know, a lot of people would want to come down to the Theater of Wonders. Okay, I like that. We could do the thing where we make a main road and break it up a bit, but I feel like this being more of a complete grid down here might actually be okay. We could, you know, get rid of like that spot. Maybe that spot too. Could get rid of that, but I actually really like that little bit of triangle. And do we want to maybe upgrade some of this? I don't know if we do. I think we'll just keep it the normal smaller road, because it is a smaller compact area. We're also going to take the parking off of this road, because there's parking lots, so you shouldn't be allowed to park there. No parking right in front of the theater. And then I guess we can start zoning. Let's make sure it's still within the district. It already is. That's perfect. And we'll do a little bit of offices just back here and just fill in that road for now. Hey, Extennion, welcome. Water down here for these guys. Any advice? Know why the buildings in my industrial areas are abandoned? Are they specialized industrial areas, or are they just normal industrial areas? Because if they're specialized, it might be because your workers are too educated. And actually that might be the reason, even if it's not specialized industry. Because if you have a lot of, you know, universities and stuff, people will want to prefer to work in offices rather than in industrial. Also, the distance between your residential and your industrial might have a little bit of an effect on it as well, making an area that's very convenient for them to get to will help out with their want to actually work in that area. If they have to drive across the city, they probably won't want to work there. So what I usually do is when I make an industrial area, minus this giant one up here, just ignore that one, but like this guy, we put this one in, and I immediately started working on a residential area close by. I think we put this one in, and we had it connected straight to there. So that way, all these guys, and we put a schools out policy. So those can really help. If you go into policies, the schools out, so they'll prefer to work in industry rather than seek higher education. So making a little area specifically to grow workers for the industrial zone can definitely help. And look at all the trucks going. super slow on the little expressway. How are we doing over here? Traffic is... it's there, but it's still flowing. It's not too bad. Obviously, these guys are having to slow down to let people in. But we're doing okay. Alright, where are we working? Down here on the island. Oh, no worries, J-May. I'm always happy to help. Especially people who are having issues, because I know when I first started playing City Skylines, even now playing City Skylines, you know, I'll see something or have a problem and be like, what the heck am I doing? So having someone able to jump in and help out, if I can be that person, I jump at the opportunity. Alright, we have a little bit of weird zoning right here, which I'm not too thrilled about. See if we can fix it. I think that fixed it a little bit. Maybe just enough. That's not too bad. And then we can fill in that awkward little gap right there with a pathway. And actually, maybe down here would be a cool spot to get some skywalks in the area. Let's see if we can do this. We'll go down to there and go up, not quite that high, just high enough to get over the road. And we'll even continue it over here. And then bring it down on the coast here. Stretch it out as far as we can. Well, that is actually a lot farther than I thought we could go with it. Oh, there's actually, is that water? There's a little bit of water there. Oh, we can sneak one past there. Or at least we could. There we go. Make that look nice. Get that curving right along the key. And then we'll also bring a path from here to connect up as well. Just make it all look like it's a nice little plaza in there. And then we'll have it continue up and along. Found out how to make a pawn shop on accident. I didn't know there were pawn shops in the game. That's pretty funny. And if we turn off all the snapping, we should be able to get a nice walkway going right down the coast. Is that tall enough? I don't think it is to go across the road. No, it's not. What did we do? I think we only went up 3 meters instead of 9. There we go. That's the height we want. It's a little steeper. That seems way too steep, though. That can't be right. Is that the right height? Well, maybe it is. Is it just me, or does that seem ridiculously tall? Maybe it's because it's right along the coast. We can always adjust it later. Just going right down. So there. And go all the way down. And link it up to these guys all the way over here. And we need to make that road look a lot prettier. But the idea's there. A big, smooth ramp rather than one giant steep ramp. Just follow that right along, curving all the way through there. Looks pretty cool. And I think there might even be enough space that if we do, you know, put those buildings on the side of the water to put a little bit of pathway under here, would it actually let us do that? Oh, I think it would. So we could have a sidewalk underneath the bridge. I dig it. So that goes down to there. We'll get the other side coming up this way. And going down this way. Hey, Amy, welcome. How are you doing? How is your city coming along? Snapping. Going right down to there. Had to end because you're starving. Well, food is very important. Gotta eat. Do something maybe a little like that. So it creates sort of one big loop. And actually, I'm going to change this and see if it will actually allow me to put in a little slope there. That's a pretty steep slope, but it will let me do it. It's a really good leg workout. Going up that slope. So now we actually have one giant loop going around everything, which is pretty cool if you ask me. The fitness district. I like it. Just encouraging a lot of walking. And then we'll just put in, yeah, the little bits of ramp to get people actually off of the giant walkway. So it actually can be used. And I feel like if we do that, that still seems reasonable. Making that a little less steep. Save a few hamstrings. going to there. Let's also put one going down to here. So we have that, that. I do kind of want one going from there to there if we can. It doesn't like it. But we can make it like it. There we go. We have ways of making it work. There we go. So we have a connection there. And then we'll do one more bit going down to there. And would we actually be able to do this? Again, just gotta make it work. Oh, of course it wouldn't let us do that slope. Oh, maybe it will. Look at that. Perfection. Or close to. There's a pillar in the road, is there? Or are you talking about when I moved it? I don't think there's one currently. Yeah, if there was, there probably should be some sort of support there, just because it is right on the edge. There we go, we'll put one there to make it seem a little more stable. I think that looks pretty good. The only thing left is I want one more little ramp just in here. And I think that has pretty much everything connected via the sky path. Definitely connects to a lot of areas. Hopefully we'll actually see some people using this. And it is one of my crazier pathways that I've built. And that's saying something. That a little tighter. Oh, let's break it. J-May with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much. Welcome to the freelancers. Oh yeah, get all the Lucio emotes. Gotta love it. That's all we've got until we get the rock with a fro. I'm working on the fro. I'm trying to get it. We'll see what happens. I still love that idea. A Kappa rock. What would a Kappa rock be? I don't even know how that would look. Alright, why does this one look so perfect and this one's just a little funky? Like, I want that little curve we got. Oh, it's because it's connected to that one. I see. Alright, let's do that. And then that. I guess. We'll give it a shot. Get 6 months of free Prime as a college student? That's a pretty good deal. I wish I got 6 months of free anything as a college student. But thank you very much for that sub once again. Really appreciate it. And it's free for you, so that's even better. Can't beat free. Got free Prime while you were in college too? Why is everyone getting all this free Prime? I need to go back to my college and say, hey, everyone's getting free Prime. Why didn't I get free Prime? Alright, that's looking pretty good. All those paths in there. And we could even put a path going in here if we really wanted to get crazy with it. Really wanted to put extra paths in. Yeah, I think I actually kind of like that, so if anyone is coming from this corner, they can go right up onto the walkways. And then last but not least, what this lovely little area needs is some rocks. All sorts of rocks. Oh, look at that. Actually, I'll just barely fit it in there. And I'll put some smaller guys. And we'll give them a couple shady spots with the trees. Maybe a bush or two. Put a few little guys over here as well. I'm sure they want to be part of the party. Wonder what City Skylines would be like if there was no movement mod. It would be a lot of frustration. That's what it would be. Because even with the movement mod, sometimes I still struggle getting some roads exactly where I want them. A couple little bushes, some friends of the rocks. Put a couple bushes down here as well. Make it look a little greener. Because the path does kind of have that little sandy look to it. And actually, hold on. Where's our theme? We don't have the city theme. We do have a fire though. Because the city's supposed to have the like cool sidewalks. I just realized we don't have the proper theme. So let's hold up. Let's do a quick save. Let's quit to the main menu. Make sure it's still there. The Catalonia theme. And hit it with that load again. Sometimes yours don't load with the theme either. Yeah, sometimes I get a weird message when I first start up City Skylines. If I like load too quickly, it'll give me a warning like, hey, you don't have this theme. It's like, no, I do have this theme. There was no theme installed when I hit load? We'll see. We'll see what happens. It unselected itself. Oh, now it's taking forever. All right, let's do a hard reset. Get cities back up and running. Colossal order. Apologies, guys. Didn't know I had to make sure my theme was there. Alright, so it's there. The Catalonia theme, if anyone was wondering. And then a custom theme. There it goes. Catalonia. Yeah, that's weird. Good looking, Amy. Thank you very much for being way more observant than I am. Now it should look nice and pretty. Now it's actually loading, which is good too. Also, I'll hit you guys with the Snapple fact of the day, courtesy of Snapple. Wisconsin has points located farther east than parts of Florida. That's actually a very interesting fact. A little geography knowledge. Alright. Everything looks much better. There we go. We got those awesome sort of brick sidewalks. Something did look a little off to me. I was like, it doesn't look as pretty as I remember it. But it's okay, we're back. And now let's check out those walkways. Oh yes, look at those beautiful, beautiful walkways. Oh, it looks even better now. Look at that. Let's get that first person view. So we can get in there. Get in the action. Oh, there's the Statue of Liberty. There's the giant theater. Look at those mountains. The lovely rocks you come down. You got the theater to your right. You get up on the... We might have to put a warning for that step. That's a little bit of a hazard there. Oh, look at all the boats. Oh, look at that. Look at that view. Try not to fall off the walkway here. Oh, look at the fires. The beautiful, beautiful fires. Oh, that's really cool. That is a cool view. Look at the water. Look how nice the water looks. The boats passing by. The blimps in the distance. Oh, I really love that. I'm so glad I got the first person view. It's all thanks to you, Amy. Because if I didn't see you using it, I probably wouldn't have got it. Alright, what do we want to zone down here? I would actually like it if I could get some full buildings in here. So let's maybe put a little bit of path in there. And then we can get at least one properly zoned building right along there. Now I'll just go all the way down and just become an extra long sidewalk, which is fine. Alright, Fixed Lizard, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll get rid of that little bit of zoning right there. And just fill in that gap with a tree. That looks pretty cool. It's a pretty tall building, but that's okay. Put a few little buildings in there. Yeah, and this kind of cut-through road is messing up our zoning a little bit. Maybe we'll get rid of it. We really don't need it. I do like this one, but I think this one can go. So we can get the proper zoning in there. Do some more commercial in that space, and then those office buildings are looking good. There's still so much on fire. Why is there so much on fire? We have fire, don't we? We do. They're just not being quick enough. We might want to get a little bit of a fire station down here to help out with those guys, because they seem to be having a little bit of trouble. So let's put one, not by the pathway, because that seems like a bad spot. Maybe down here. We'll put a little fire station. And we'll do police as well. And I'll throw the police. I'll throw the police at the entrance. So they know the police are watching. Can't be stealing anything. We could also connect this up to there, which might not be a bad idea. Just to provide another option for people to get into the zone. Let's just see how it looks. It's a little bit of a rocky road, a little bit of a hill. That's not too bad. Someone's already using it, so I gotta keep it if somebody uses it. That's the rule. Alright, a few more offices in there. Let's get those parks in. Let's see what we want along the coastline here. We definitely want... Where's the restaurant? I love the restaurant. The restaurant pier. Let's put that right here at the end of the road, right by the theater, so people can have a lovely dinner at the restaurant pier before they go see a show or after they see a show. And the height looks pretty good. I am happy with that height. Doesn't look ridiculously off the water like it usually is. Let's see what else we have. We have the marina, which I think we actually have one of those down here. We have a restaurant, the marina, and the fishing tours. Let's do a fishing pier. Put that one across from that street. And then jet ski rental. Gotta get some jet skis in. We'll put them over on this side, which might be a little far off the water. No, that's not too bad. That's still pretty good. So the jet skis can go zooming around in that little bay. Keep this one a little quieter since we do have some restaurants and things. And we'll do another marina, because why not? Put that one right in there. Another fishing pier. I think that looks pretty cool. Maybe move the marina slightly so it's a little more centered, but then they look, I don't know, too perfect. I don't know if I want them like perfectly spaced apart. Maybe we just need another building. Where's the fishing tours? There it is. Let's put that one down here. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. I wish we had more of them. I wish we had a more diverse variety of waterfront buildings. Hey, Liquid. Welcome, good morning. See you, Lofted Club. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, let's do a little bit of offices in there. And in here as well. Some smaller guys. And then some more commercial along the coastal road. Because we do still have the demand. Lots and lots of demand. And is anyone actually using the walkways? I don't see anyone using the walkways. I really wish we could see one or two people. Maybe if we get like a metro station. Oh no, there we go. Got a couple people using them in there. Just call me Ma. Hello, welcome. How are you doing? Alright, looking good. Our demand is slowly diminishing as all these buildings grow rapidly. Let's do a couple more offices along there. And in there. And maybe even we'll do one more bit of pathway before these guys actually build. Get it go across to there, and then to this intersection. And that's actually relatively straight. relatively level. Oh, there's a building there now. So many buildings. My city looks nice. Oh, well, thank you very much. We're trying to make it look good. It's not the best it can be, but there's always room for improvement in any city. Oh, got some people walking down here. Are they crossing and coming up this ramp? Or are they just going down here? Looks like they're all just going down there. A couple people going to those buildings. Could be worse. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. This is very true. Oh, and I feel like that should let us do that. I think it's maybe a little too close to the road. Because that way people don't have to cross the street there. Maybe just raise this up a little bit for now. Hold on, folks, while I raise this up. There we go. I'll just lower it right back down. Like nothing ever happened. Look at that, straightened it out for us even. It knows what we're trying to do. No buses. We do have a couple buses in the city. Not as much as we probably should. That's for sure. Alright, I like that. This is getting a lot more usage down here. Or maybe they were just holding off for a little bit. They do seem to be using at least a little bit of it. Not so much down here, but I didn't really expect them to. That was more just for design. Love the watercolor. I know, the watercolor, just this whole theme, which we now have loaded properly, we didn't earlier, is really, really nice. Hey, Mr. Gray, yes, we do have a skywalkway. I was thinking of you while I was putting it in. If you guys want to see some awesome skywalkways in cities, Mr. Gray puts in fantastic walkways. A lot nicer than this, but we're trying. This is my first real attempt at a skywalkway, but it's looking good. Alright, look at all those gigantic buildings. Population just below 60,000 people. Oh man, we actually do have some people walking around out here. Look at all these ladies in the exact same outfit. It's some type of club. It's the fancy club. But that's really awesome. People are actually using those. That makes it even better when I can make something that looks good and it's functional. Nothing better. No better result, in my opinion. Reminds you of the Opera House in Sydney? It definitely reminds me very much like the Opera House in Sydney as well. And I feel like that's why I always end up putting the Theater of Wonders on like the coast, because that's where the Sydney Opera House is, so I feel like we have to put the Theater of Wonders by the coast, and it always looks good, so I keep going back to it. Looks not too bad. It could maybe be a little bit smoother in terms of the heights and stuff, but it's pretty good. am okay with that, and someone already is using it. So that's fantastic. Alright, how can we get power to the Statue of Liberty without using power lines? Let's see, what do we have? We have the advanced wind turbine, which would just put a giant turbine in the water. Earthquake detectors. We could do earthquake detectors. It might take a lot of them. That's the only reason I haven't done that yet already. Another thing we could do is put maybe like some parks somewhere. I don't know where we'd put a park down here though, because that is a bridge. So the bridge area, definitely I would say. If we could stick one right under the bridge. Oh, there it goes. Already off to a good start. And I feel like maybe if there was just power lines here, it wouldn't be as bad. Like so. That way they're not cutting across the water. They're a lot less noticeable when they're alongside the road there. I'm okay with that, at least for now, just as a quick fix. Because now it doesn't stand out. When it's crossing the water, your eye is kind of drawn directly to it. So that is looking cool. And oh, I totally forgot about our little flower path that we made in there. That's looking awesome. A lot of clubs with the pool on top. And actually, now that I'm looking at this area, we've got a nice little courtyard in there. I feel like this courtyard could use maybe some sort of decoration. I don't know what though. I don't know what exactly it could use, but I think we might be able to find something cool. I think that's pretty perfect. Oh yes. Oh, that's awesome. And you could imagine a little bit, like if that was there from the beginning, before the city was built, it would give them a good reason for why these roads kind of have that slant to it and go around. Because there were giant rocks there. Not gonna move the giant rocks. What about the small rock on the walkway? Yeah, we do have a very tiny rock, but you know, it's in between, so it's not too bad. It's kind of just hugging the back of that building. We could do that and hide it in the building. Just a rock chilling in that building. Or I guess we could do that. That's not too bad. There's a little bit of a gap between that giant rock and there. Yeah, we'll do that. That looks pretty good. Get some more trees in there. Some nice big, bright green ones. like it. How's traffic doing down here with this intersection? It's getting a little crazy. What is happening? What are you people even doing? There's no stoplight there. That's why. We need to have some sort of order. Come on, people. You're killing me. I feel like there should also not be parking right here. That's a little too close. No parking on those bits. Alright, a lot more organized now that we threw that junction in. Alright, actually let's change these to be stop signs there and there. And that looks pretty good. Alright, the one last little bit of detailing I want to do down here is just to get a little bit of a pathway right in here if we can. So it's theoretically connecting this building to the actual road. Maybe put a little bit more. There we go. I like that. So it looks like people can actually walk right up to there. Move you out of the way. Actually, do we want to move that? Or do we want to do... like a little bit of pathway there, a little bit of pathway there? Going on either side of it. No, I don't like that. I think that it looks unsafe to do that. So I'll just do a little bit of that. Get you going back into there, so it has a little bit of like an outcropping. That guy's just driving right up onto it. No care in the world. Scoop that out of the way. Do the same a little bit in here. Because it always bugs me that this has to be connected to a road, but then it doesn't actually even connect to the road. I don't know if that bugs anyone else or if that's just me, but I've always had a problem with it. You're so bad at designing cities, you can build and build, but eventually nothing makes sense. Well, most of my cities don't make sense either, so just because it doesn't make sense doesn't mean it can't be cool looking. As long as it's something that you are enjoying. Doesn't matter if it doesn't necessarily have to make sense. As long as you're having fun and you're liking what you're doing. Got one last bit going in there. And up to there. It loves taking away that node that I wanted to get in there. I think it did it again. Did it do it? Yep, it did it. Game, please. I want that node in there for a reason. You're ruining it. Oh, it did it again. It did it again! When will I learn? If we do that, and then move that so it has the curve to it already, then connect it. There we go. See, it only took 5 or 6 times until I learned to try something different. There we go. You can barely even see it, but it makes me happy knowing that there's actually some sidewalk there. Oh man, and look at all the skyscrapers. And you can see now, because this is slightly lower, there's a little bit of a difference in the heights between the giant skyscrapers, so it just gives us a little more variety. Not everything's the exact same height, which I do enjoy. Oh, and look at that, we actually have a little bit of residential zoning. Can you believe it? 82% traffic. Where is all the traffic? Now that intersection is pretty busy, as it would be expected, because that's actually the only way to get off of the main road down to there. Maybe we'll put another one. None of these roads line up, and that was all an overlooking design on my part. We could maybe continue our little swoosh road down to there. We're technically up to there. Let's see. How steep is that? Is that ridiculously steep? Doesn't seem too bad. I feel like that is an acceptable steepness in the road. And because it's not a four-way, it shouldn't get too much traffic. It does have the stoplight, but we're going to change that to a stop sign, because it is only the three-way. And that's not doing bad, it's just busy. But giving them alternate routes to get to where they want to go is never a bad idea. And I'm actually quite happy with that. So overall, traffic is pretty good down there. This junction has always been busy because, again, it is another downtown area, but still doing pretty good. They are flowing. It is just busy. I'm also going to change this just ever so slightly to not allow anyone to go to the left in there, because that is a very sharp turn. And oh goodness, look at all the people. Why are there so many people? That is so many people. Also, there should be no parking on this road. That is no parking. It's not helping. That is a lot of people. And a lot of cars. Let's get in there. Let's get in there with our first-person camera. See what's going on under this bridge. Oh. Can we get in there? Oh, look at all the people. Here they come. They're all color coordinated as well. We got a biker? A bunch of bikers. It's a marathon. Oh, that is awesome. Look at that view. Look at that view with all the people. Got the luxury hotel. The bridges, the blimps. The crazy bridges, the tunnels. A little bit of everything in that view. That is awesome. Well, good to know that this area is still very popular, even with our new tourism area. And we still have all those ships in the harbor. Oh yeah, we still have all those ships in the harbor. They are just having some fun out there in the water. But with our bunch of demand that we have, let's get some more zoning down in here. Let's do some houses. Do we need services out here? We have garbage. We have a little bit of fire. We could maybe use some more fire. And some police as well. And do I even like this? We did this last time. And I don't know if I like this. It looks a little weird. I think I dubbed it the turtle. It looked like a turtle to me. Hey, Sinofield. Welcome. Alright, let's figure out a nicer neighborhood in there. And let's go with our style that we've been using for this entire area. Where we start with the grid. And we'll do this a lot looser than other grids that we've done. So we'll definitely have those streets, but we won't put too many small squares. Just more or less these roads. And I think that is pretty good right there. Pretty good start. Alright, now we'll put in some nice big curves. Like, we'll keep that straight, make this a curve. Get rid of that. These little bits, so we have some little neighborhoods sort of sneaking back in there. Maybe we'll connect that. I don't think this is how I made the turtle. I think I made the turtle with more just the free form, because with this you can see it definitely has a lot more structure to it. It's not so all over the place, because the turtle was just giant loop and trying to figure out what the heck we were doing. It's an elephant now. I can sort of see a little bit of an elephant. actually connect those. I guess we could connect those, but I don't necessarily want to. Unless we connected it to here. I guess I'd be okay with that. Oops, that's underground. Yeah, like that. We'll make that curve up the hill there, I guess. Do we want to go up that hill? That is a bit of a cliff. Maybe it wouldn't go all the way up there. Add some cul-de-sacs. Yeah, I definitely think we could use a couple little cul-de-sacs, especially right in this bit. I feel like this could be a little guy in here. And maybe out here on this cliff, maybe not have it go quite that far. And we'll just put an itty-bitty little guy here. Put a church on the hill. We do have the cemetery, which kind of is like a church there. But yeah, do we have any unique buildings that might fit in there? Sort of smaller unique buildings. We don't have too many. The Grand Central Terminal, I think that might be a little too large. And we've already used the Cathedral of Plentitude, but that is way too big of a building. Oppression Office. And then those are the high-tech looking buildings in there. Oh, the observatory actually might be good there. On top of a hill, relatively far from any tall buildings. If we place it right there, we could do a curvy road going to it. I think that might be good. Let's get a little bit of road in there. IndieFind, thank you very much for the host. If we throw that right in there, then maybe we'll turn it a little bit. I want it looking more out towards that way, because it was kind of looking directly at that hill. So a little more like that. Yeah, that's perfect. I do like that. I'll have that continue down. And let's throw some curve to this. So we'll turn off all the snapping. Grab our road. To make it a little smoother of a journey up this hill. And that doesn't look smoother at all. Let's see, how do we need to go about climbing this hill to get it nice and smooth? So it's at a weird angle. Unless we curve it down to here. Up like this. That's not too bad. Kind of what we're looking for. Can always help the curve a little more, and then obviously when you make those bits connect properly, it kind of makes it a little smoother. Oh, I didn't get that. I didn't get the wiggle. But I actually want to raise that, so that's going to make this a lot steeper. And there goes that beautiful smooth curve we had. But still not bad. Let's just smooth this out. How are you raising the land with the road? That is the Move It mod, and it is very, very handy. Allows you to adjust the road while it's already down. And even with it, it doesn't look too good. If we made it one swoop rather than two. And actually, maybe we'll, since that is a little crazy, maybe we'll curve it around the building rather than going up there. I think that might be a little better. Oh, you already have the Move It mod? Yeah, it is page up and page down. Extensions all over it. I'll stay out of it, Extension. You take over. You know what you're doing. Yeah, you just select the node of whatever you want to adjust. And then page up and page down. And if you hold down Shift, it'll make it go at bigger intervals, so it doesn't take forever, because at normal speed, I mean, it's still pretty fast, but if you hold Shift, it goes a lot quicker. Alright, and that is looking a little better. Now that we've made it go to the other side of the observatory. Almost perfect. This one little bit right here is being the pain. Alright, maybe we need to get our slope tool in here. That's a pretty good slope. Hey, MP. Welcome. Alright, I think that is going to work a little better. Making it a little longer, because the longer you make it, the more room you have to make it a little less steep. Link that up. Make that nice and smooth. Has a weird little dip in there, but we can live with that. I am pretty happy with that. So we'll take our smoothing tool again. Just get that all nice and smoothed. now we have a lovely observatory on top of the hill. And people can actually get to it. We could put maybe a parking lot or two up there, but I think it'll be okay, at least for now. If we see a lot of cars go up there, we can help them out a little bit. They also need some power. And we could just do this. But let's do our little earthquake sensor trick. Actually, we could do a radio tower, which I feel might make sense by the observatory, because I'm sure they would have some sort of, you know, equipment tower sort of deal going in there. It also makes people happy in the city, even though we technically don't need it. You know, scanning for radio waves in deep space or something. So that brings power that close. And once we get houses out here, which we could do right now, this seems like a little bit of a risky spot to put a house, so I might not zone right there, just so my citizens don't fall to their doom. But we will do right there. And hopefully they want to build. And we do also have this area. Looks like a good spot for maybe a park or something. We do have the large park. Which fits in there pretty good. Have we used the large park out here? I don't think we have. We just have the little Japanese garden that we stuck in that neighborhood. I forgot about that. I wish there were more gigantic parks. That's the one thing I always want to get off the workshop, is just more gigantic, awesome looking parks. We do have, where was it? Oh, we have the Lighthouse of Alexandria. I think that might look a little out of place, though. Have the business park. Here, this is what we're looking for. The lungs of the city. It's a pretty big park. It might look pretty cool in there. And it does fit relatively centered. Not perfect, but not too shabby. Let's take a look. Definitely very naturous. I kind of like it. Or if you make your own park in the editor, we could do that, and I would like to try to make more things in the editor, because all I've made is just two, like, really, really tiny parking lots. It just kind of intimidates me a little bit because I have literally no idea what I'm doing. Because even the couple parking lots I made, I just did those sort of as a test to be like, could I actually make something that functions? And I guess they do work, so mission accomplished. parks are easy, the rest of the stuff you struggle with? I may have to try that then. Maybe one of these streams will take a break from building and try our hand at making a park. Alright, let's just do that for now, just to make sure they don't abandon on us. There we go. Make small 1x1 parks where nothing else will fill. That's actually a really good idea. 'Cause that's kind of what I did with my parking lots, is I made them very, very small. Let's see, do we have any up here? I don't think we have any in that space, but we do down here, like these guys. One of my fine creations, and I realized after I made it backwards, where the handicap parking probably should be on the other end. But they fill out little tiny spaces quite nicely. Little 3x3 squares. Really handy, especially for next to giant unique buildings and like airports and stuff. But let's see what we got in this spot. And could we actually attach some pathways in here? I don't know if we can. I don't think it'll let us. I think we can on the side? Maybe? Maybe not. No, we can't. We could... No, we can't even do that. We could do that, which makes it look like it's connected, even though it technically isn't. Because I don't really want to zone anything on the inside of this road. I just want to make it look like it's all just one giant park. So if we do some connections there, I think that looks decent. And we'll get some more of those giant redwood trees. Clear out these little green guys. And even if we could smooth it a little bit, it might mess the pathway up a tiny bit. But it still looks walkable. So now when we put our trees in, we can make it look like it's just a continuation. More on this hill. There we go. So one big park, the lungs of the city. With the cemetery nearby, it'll look spooky at night. The spooky forest. With the observatory in the back. Actually, I quite like that. I'm really happy with that. It's maybe also a little bit of a neighborhood right back here behind the cemetery as well. Alright, just call me Ma. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Hope to see you around. bit of a path in there to make it look like one big sidewalk. So we don't have any houses zoned on that road, but they go right up to the road. I like that. I think that looks good. Let's put a little bit of low density commercial in to give them just a little bit of shopping. Not too much though. Get rid of those guys finally. And actually maybe this should be offices. I lied. We're gonna make that offices along there and put the commercial along the curvy road here, along or across from the park. Tiny bit of sidewalk there, so we can get another building, a properly sized building right in there. Just tuck that right in there so you don't even notice it. And our residential demand is going up, which is good to see. That's what we're looking for. Let's get this cul-de-sac filled up. And let's do a little decorating right in here. I think we can make this look pretty nice. Alright, I don't know about you guys, if you're thinking what I'm thinking. But let's see. Could we fit a couple of these guys? Oh, look at that. It's perfect. Could we get one more? One more little guy? We're just gonna stick with the one. I'm okay with the one. Oh, but it will let us do two now. Two big ones, a couple tiny ones. And then we'll put in another giant redwood tree. Can we get a really big one? That'll do. To go with the park theme. Oh, like we just deleted it. There we go. Don't delete it. We want to keep it. And we'll put a couple tiny little bush-like trees in there to make it a little greener looking. And hopefully they'll build. Hopefully they'll want to live in there. The office is already going a little bit. And I do want this to be mostly residential, which is good because we do have a fair bit amount of residential demand. So I'm not really going to do any more commercial than that, I don't think, in this area. Maybe we could do a little more like down here on this road, since that's kind of like a main road that goes through the entire zone. So we'll do that. And we'll make them a little smaller as well, because we don't want them to be huge buildings. And I think that's a nice little expansion of that zone. Kind of make it a little less square looking, because it was a very rectangular zone. I guess it still kind of has a straight edge to it back here, which we could take away. We could make this not connect down here. Break that up. Which I do actually kind of like. I think I kind of like that. If that just goes like that. Just breaking some bits off. The only thing about this now is I feel like the observatory wouldn't connect to this road. It would probably connect down to here. That's the only thing I don't like about this, and it's very minor, because we could keep that. Yeah, because now that's ruining the zoning a bit down here. Not super thrilled with that. Well, if we do that, it's okay. Nice curve in there. That actually looks pretty good. Pretty good. Almost good. Where is our guideline? There it is. That's perfect. So we still have the curvy road going up there, but it comes off of a more main avenue, so this can all just be housing back here, which we might be able to put in right now. Put in a little bit. So it looks like everyone that we've zoned is built up already. And that dirt road going up the hill now kind of gives a reason for why this road doesn't go straight through like we had it before, because you could imagine maybe the observatory was there first, and then they were like, oh, we need some more neighborhoods in the area. And they built that road going right up to it. And not all the way through. So I like that. You can kind of imagine a little bit of how the city was built with it. Alright, that little neighborhoods building. Do they have water? They do have water. Just double checking. And we'll do the rest of the cul-de-sac as well. And give them a big tree. And do we need any paths in here? I don't think we do. We don't really have areas that aren't connected closely together. So I think we're okay. We could maybe put some paths going in here. But I think we'll leave it. It is a little rocky anyway. Alright, our commercial's all building up. That commercial's built up as well. And do we have a special type of commercial out here? Is this organic? I think it might be. Yeah, these are organic buildings, so that's cool. Got the organic style going. Put a few more organic shops in here. And hopefully these residential buildings won't mind the commercial so close. Is Alaska, or am I messing up? What am I doing? Am I messing up? What am I doing? How am I messing up? You calling me out, MP? Get that going to there. Little path in there. Looks pretty good. And we'll even continue this through to there, so we get that little courtyard area that we can decorate. That looks pretty good. Welcome back, Moki. Just checking. Just checking, make sure I'm still alive and kicking. Functioning properly. Alright, and this one, I know you were all waiting for it. There it is. There's the rock. Now let's put a few more trees back here to kind of provide a little barrier between the residential buildings and the commercial buildings, in hopes that, you know, they don't mind all the noise coming from them. makes it look a little greener in a concrete jungle. Oh, and we also have this area. And this is a nice big open field. What do we want to do here? I kind of like this being open. I kind of like it being maybe a park where people can, you know, run around with their dog, play frisbee and whatnot. Let's just do a couple big trees at the ends. And then some really small guys. Just sort of lining the pathway. And then lining the street. Nothing too grand. And maybe those are really big trees. Maybe like one tree. Like the biggest, there it is, the biggest tree. Just hanging out in there. And we won't make it centered because that's where that tree was. That tree was there naturally. And then right by the tree, just a couple rocks. I couldn't resist. But mostly empty. Needs a pond. Oh, a pond would be cool. Or some type of little, like, fountain area. A little plaza with a fountain. But I think that looks cool. We could maybe do a dirt path going through it. But I feel like that would take away from the openness of it. Like the open greenness. Like if we did something like that. Let's see how that looks. No, I like just the open field. Again, just somewhere where you can run around, play catch, something like that. Oh, look at all this traffic. Why is there so much traffic going through here? Alright, that's getting a little crazy. This is getting a little maddening. Completely unnecessary to have that many junctions. But maybe if we made it so these guys can only go left out of there. And you guys have to go straight through there. And then you can't go left out of here. That'll make it work a little better. So if you're making a left, you go out there. If you're making a right or going straight through, you have to use that junction. So just splitting up the traffic a little bit. And we might have to add a stoplight there. That's probably a good idea. And let's also put maybe a slip ramp in. since we have the one on the one side, let's do one on the other side. And also adjust that to be only go to the right or straight, I guess technically. You can also go straight, but you guys only go to the right. Which would then mean these guys should only be able to go straight, theoretically. And let's also adjust the speed limits, because I feel like 80 might be a little fast. Let's knock them down to 40, because that's what all the other roads are. How about an overbridge? An overbridge might be cool because we have the right turn, the left turn. The only thing that we wouldn't get with the bridge would be these guys can make lefts and rights there. But I guess technically they can come out here. They've got other roads to come out at. Did I also disconnect power? What did I do? Yes, I did. Always disconnect the power. I always find a way. But that might not be bad, because then the incoming traffic will come in there. It gets rid of this awkward little space junction in there. Let's go for it. Let's give it a try. I like your style, MP. You're always giving me good ideas. Get that going. Oh, look at that. It does work perfectly. And it does actually look pretty good. Let's just make sure these guys aren't going to be making a left turn in there. And you also can't make a crazy U-turn in there, because if we allowed them to do that, they would definitely be coming over this bridge, U-turning in there. So we won't allow them to do that. That's weird that it says you can turn left. I guess it technically thinks that's a left turn. Throwing me off. That can only go to there. But now these guys should be able to turn into there, because they don't have a way of getting into there, but that's okay. We're okay with that. Just take all those. We'll take those away. Although it still doesn't give them the option, so just to make sure. Okay, I like it. Let's quickly move this just a little closer to the road so we get those pillars right snug up against them. And we'll do a little bit more offices along there. And we are having a little bit of worker issues going on, but I think we just need more people. And we have the residential demand that we so desire. So we'll do some more of that. And all along this road. I'm also going to knock the speed limit down on this road to 20. And in fact, all these sort of smaller residential roads should all be 20. Not that these ones matter so much that are dead ends, but like these ones, so people don't really cut through here. They more so stick to the straight through roads. Need to start writing down ideas. Also, Google Maps, great place for ideas. If you ever want some inspiration, that's what I usually do. I get on Google Maps. I'm like, let's see what a city in like some crazy place. Like I was looking at Dubai, which is probably one of the craziest places because they have a neighborhood, 2 neighborhoods actually, that are shaped like palm trees, which is right up my alley. But it doesn't have to be as crazy as that. It could just be like, oh, let's see what Kentucky looks like. Yeah, Google Maps is really good, especially for whenever I'm like thinking about highway intersections and like I'm always trying to perfect my highway intersections. Going on Google Maps and looking how actual highways sort of are integrated within the city, which we kind of have done a little bit. Like our main highway here, which connects via this little expressway, which these guys should not be doing that. I'm glad we came over here. You guys should only be going there or there. But the way we have this come down and then do this weird little junction here, because I'm trying to figure out ways, and I think I was looking at, someone mentioned Vancouver earlier. I think it might have been Vancouver that I was actually looking at, where I was looking at the highway and how the highway doesn't really have exits and entrances. It kind of just flows into the main road of the city. So that was kind of the inspiration here, where the highway comes down and sort of just becomes the main avenue. And obviously you can get super detailed with it, with on-off ramps, stuff like that, but yeah, I always find it very useful to look at real-world examples and try to do it better than what they're doing. Sometimes we're okay, sometimes not so much. But that's the great thing about City Skylines. You just try something out. If it doesn't work, you can always scrap it, try again. Alright, let's zone this road back here, this neighborhood. And that looks good. I don't know what we're going to do on this road, because it is sort of a main road. We could definitely get away with residential. I don't think it would be a bad thing. But maybe a few more shops along the corner might be good. Because we don't have, well, I guess we do have this giant line of shops. Which, if we did this, are they gonna be mad at me? Are they gonna be mad at me for putting them so close to some commercial? They might. We'll keep an eye on them. Hey, Ra. Welcome to the stream. Oh man, look at all the parking. A lot of people parking out here. Hey, Obi, welcome as well. We're doing pretty well. Sad that the weekend is almost over. But we're just hanging out, building our city. We're getting a lot of zoning in. Even though our population hasn't been growing too much, even though we're putting in a lot of zoning. Our industries, however, are struggling a little bit. Let's take a look at our education split. 30% uneducated, 27% highly educated, but those two middle bits seem to be increasing. We used to have a pretty even split, like 33 exactly, between the uneducated, highly educated, and middle two, but it looks like the well-educated is slowly creeping up, which is plaguing our industry just a little tiny bit. Yeah, up here too. That's not good. And that's why our industry / office demand is slowly dwindling down, because all these guys are abandoning and then rebuilding because we do still have the demand, but then they just keep abandoning, and it's a never-ending cycle of abandoned buildings. Schools out. We do actually have a fair amount of schools out policies. These guys have it. I believe all of these guys down here have it. Yeah. These guys as well. Yeah, because this whole side we've been trying to keep more industrial. These guys actually don't have it in Hickory Park. They probably should have it. Let's add that, because we do have a fair amount of people living in Hickory Park. Let's check it out. About 1,200 workers. And can we see how educated they are on this tab? That's zones. Gives us the age breakdown. A lot of seniors. A lot of senior citizens living out here. It's weird it doesn't give you the education breakdown in that particular zone. I guess we can look at it like this. Where, yep, they are mostly the university level education. Even these guys, which have the schools out. And where are they going to school? We don't have a university anywhere near here. I think the closest university... Where's the closest university? Schools? Universities? Yeah, these are the only universities we have in the city, and they are literally on the other side of the mountain. So it's really weird that all these guys got their degree. They traveled far. They really wanted it. They did not want to be like their ancestors, all dumb and working in the forest. Maybe they're coming in that level of schooling? Is that possible? I thought, like, when they moved in they were dumb, but I could be completely wrong. I do not claim to know everything. That would actually be very interesting. If if you build more offices, the people that move in are already educated. It's a possibility. I wouldn't completely dismiss it. And I would believe it, because if we're building offices, you know, why would dumb people move here if all we had is offices? It would be smarter people. But who knows? One of the great mysteries of City Skylines. A little bit of a curve there. Let's put a couple little curves going off of there. Messed up the zoning. Oh, I've ruined it all. All the zoning is ruined. How did that happen? Is it because I moved this road? The funky road? That's an interesting sort of design. Oh. Hey now. Hey now. Play nice. Ooh. Well, it was nice. Until this... Oh, God. This road decided to freak out on us. Let's just attach it to there. That looks better. That's pretty cool looking. Yeah, we'll just leave it. I don't think we need to do too many junctions to it. And let's also make sure it's still included in the district. This is a very large district. Since it has the schools out policy. Ooh, these guys as well. Include all that. The most ridiculous district. I think it might be our biggest district that we have in the city. And did I change the speed limits on this road? I didn't. Because that is sort of a through road. But you know what? I'm gonna. Because I want to keep them to our main curvy road as much as possible. Because I feel like now that we have this little neighborhood down here, I want that to be more of a neighborhood road. And keep them on the road with the trees. So it's a little longer of a drive, a little curvier. But it looks more fun. I would rather drive on the curvy road. Because that way we can put residential on all of this. And I'm not going to do it on the outside of that road just because of the commercial there. But this whole area now can be one big residential neighborhood. Maybe we'll do some parks here in the little semicircle. Oh, and that does fit pretty nicely centered in there. Could we actually fit two? Oh, if we could put one right there, that would be lovely. But it won't actually let us. But we could do this and move it. Put it somewhere where it doesn't matter. Like in here. So when we grab it and move it with the Move It mod, because that does fit in there. It's just not exactly how the game likes it, with this road being all funky. But now we can connect that to there. That's connected to there already. And actually, it doesn't matter. I thought it would be mirror to where, because if we, it looks exactly the same if we'd put it right next to it. So screw it. I'll just do it the way the game wants it. For some reason I was thinking if we flipped it upside down, it was gonna be reversed somehow, but I don't know what I was thinking. All those people were happy to have a huge park for 10 seconds. Well, theoretically, because we used the Move It mod, they were still happy. The park just vanished. And since we actually have crosswalks right there, let's do that as well. And that already has it, so that's cool on that side. Check the power lines. Did we disconnect? Oh god. Every time. I feel so sorry for these guys. Maybe we should connect them up here now that that's there, so we can get rid of that. There we go. Less likely to accidentally delete that. It's funny because when I was placing that park there, I was like, oh yes, gonna have to put those power lines back in. Completely forgot immediately. And I put a bunch of these trees in here to make it look like it's all part of the park. There we go, there's some big trees. Always watching. Well, I'm glad somebody's watching my cities. Because clearly, I am not. Alright, that looks pretty awesome. Couple more trees in there. And now it's one giant park. Plenty of trees, very green, just the way we want it. Put some housing in there, except not right there because that's a little strange. And maybe right across from the park. Maybe we'll get rid of these housing bits for a hot second, to put a little bit of services in. Alright, looks pretty good. And we could even do a medical clinic if we wanted to. Sports hall. Pool. We do have a pool. A yoga garden. Oh, maybe we'll do another cemetery. Let's do another cemetery over on that street. And also give them a crematorium. We'll actually put a crematorium down there with the medical clinic right there. So a little bit of services there. We'll put just the smallest bit of commercial. And then more housing. Them some water. They should be okay with power. Yeah, they're good. Get a lovely little walkway around there. And I'm actually going to move the crematorium to be there. I feel like it's less... what the word is, less intrusive on that spot. And then I'm also going to put one more path going down into here to get rid of the zoning. I like it. Crematorium right next to the medical clinic. Fishy doctor. Well, you know, just in case. Prepare for the worst, expect the best, right? How are the services in the city doing? We're pretty good on electricity, and actually, I believe our budget for electricity is at, 71%. So we are producing way more electricity than we need to. And we're still in the green. Sewage treatment could actually be a little better, and we still are just keep tacking on our sewage down there. Which, can we finally maybe find a better spot? Maybe we'll put the sewage down here. I feel like all these guys kind of right there by the highway, a little unattractive. Let's move those. We have 5 of them, so we're going to need at least 6 over here. And I'm even going to do a little bit of terraforming so we can make them nice and flatten there. And when all the water goes away, we'll put a key on it. Oh, that is a lot of water. I'm glad there's a giant cliff. I miss Poop Lake. I do miss Poop Lake. It was a classic. There goes all the water. Slowly cascading back down to the coast. The slow reveal. Alright, so we can put a nice straight bit right in there. And when that water goes away, I think we can put maybe even a little more. Where's that all that water coming from? I can see some coast. Have to get rid of some land maybe. Just a touch. There we go. Alright, so put that in. Make it relatively level. Get rid of the extra little bit. And it doesn't matter that much because it's just for our water treatment. But we can put you in there. 2. Oh, well, there's the 5 that we already have. So we gotta flatten it a little more. Getting rid of those beautiful mountainous parts. One more, and then hopefully number 6, which is a little higher than the rest. Just bring that back down. Actually, they're all kind of at a little bit of a slope, but that's okay. They're in there. They should be working. Let's get our pipes, connect those up. Up to there. Put some power in the water. And then we can get rid of these guys. Beautiful. So that will not be a disgusting, polluted mess anymore. Hey, Alphex, welcome. And our sewage is in the green again. So that is good. Because I'm sure this area was probably having some sewage problems, or beginning to at least. Or they were about to, because they're pretty far away from where the sewage treatment plants are. Alright, these guys are doing okay because they are standard industry. So they have the ability to upgrade. Let's see if these guys are still having issues. Not too many issues in here. Looks like one building. These guys... mega issues in here though, but not traffic, so I'm okay with that. Have I thought about doing a realistic city or detailing? Not really, not more than I normally would. the speed limit on this road? That one's 20 as well. So let's do some more housing along there. This can all just be housing. And actually, let's do... I lied. I'm going to do housing to there. Get rid of this bit. Oh, I knew you were going to start zoning as soon as I wanted to change my mind. And we're actually going to do offices, some smaller offices along here. Because we do have that commercial bit. So we don't want them to be too close to the living quarters. And do we want a path in there maybe? Let's do it. Let's put a couple paths in the area. Because we don't have too many paths in here. But I feel like it's a good area that could have some paths. Like these bits. I feel like there could be some paths going right through there. A little bumpy, but that's okay. Don't think they mind the small shops. It's the high density that they don't like. That might be true. I don't know. I feel like who would want to live right next to like a convenience store? I'm sure you'd like a little bit of a buffer. And another thing is the commercial actually is specialized, so I don't know if that helps it one way or the other, because it's the organic shops. So you would think they might be... Oh, actually, never mind. They don't make any noise, so they don't care at all. They would live in the building, apparently, in terms of noise pollution. That's really interesting. I did not know that the organic and local produce didn't make any noise at all. That is fascinating. Yeah, because you can see regular commercial down here, which is a lot red, especially the the mall there. But these guys, it's like a library, no talking. Not even whispers. But that's cool. That makes me a lot more likely to maybe put some more little bits of commercial like along there then. Oh, and let's do the low density. Yeah, we'll just do it. We'll do it all. The only thing that might be bad about having commercial in there is just the trucks having to get to it, but if that's as much as we do, it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so here we can just continue with housing. I was going to put maybe some more offices there, but we're going to go with all housing. A few more little shops in there and along there. And I think that is pretty darn good. Alright, let's check in on our tourism island. Let's see how they're doing. These guys are doing okay with our awesome coast. Really happy with how that turned out. Let's check on the traffic. Traffic is really good. I am blown away about how well the traffic in the city has been. So that's awesome. How's our tunnel doing? Our new tunnel that we got. People are going in there. They are using it. Linking them up. Oh yeah, a lot of people using the tunnel. Oh, hello. Okay. So a little bit of traffic at the tunnel. Exiting the tunnel, that is. And it looks like... Where is all this traffic going? Let's find out. Oh, hello. Is there a way I could only look at the outgoing traffic and not the incoming traffic? A lot of guys turning right. Some going straight. Looks like a couple going left, not too many going left. Because we could maybe do a underground tunnel ramp that goes from here and then connects directly to the expressway. If it'll let us. That's the only problem. We might have to come from like all the way back here. Because we did have to move this a little bit to make it work underground. And if we keep it underground, could we... Oh. We could do that. Yeah, just go in. There we go, that's fine. It's beautiful. It's exactly how we want it. You going above ground here and connecting like so. Let's do that. Make that curve a little nicer. And that, I'm sure, is not nice looking underground. But we can't see it, so that's okay. And people are already using it. Let's make sure the lane is only go to the right. And then also adjust this, or you guys have to go straight. And then you can't go to the right. Do we plan on upgrading the quality of the stream to 1080? I don't think you can do that if you're an affiliate. I think you have to be a partner for that. I think 1080 is the highest quality we can do. But if I ever become a partner, I would definitely make it a higher quality. Alright, that's already looking better. Because I feel like a lot of the traffic was going to the right. Or maybe it just all cleared out. And we're seeing it at the slow times. There we go. Here's some people coming along. A couple going straight. Is there not a light there? I feel like there should definitely be a light there. Alright, I think there is. Those people are stopped. Let's see if we catch anyone. There we go. A couple people using the slip ramp. Going straight through there. I dig it. And I'm not going to put one going from this side of the expressway because I feel like if anyone was going down to there from the expressway, they would be using this ramp and then coming across through there and not the tunnel. We're at 84%. I dig it. Do we want to put any more tunnels in? Since we have the one ridiculous one. We do have... That's a metro station, that's not a tunnel. Then we have the tunnel going through the expressway. Because we could maybe link up the industrial section to the commercial, so they have a direct path to deliver all their goods. But they're not having any issues, so I think they're okay. If we were having like a not enough goods problem, we could maybe look into that. But I think we're doing just fine for now. Alright, since the commercial doesn't cause any noise pollution issues, let's keep that filling up that road. We'll do some offices down here, I think, since it's so close to the junction into the area and out of the area. And then we'll do a little bit more offices along there. And I think that's looking really cool. Still have a little bit here to zone. And we're debating on whether or not we want commercial, but I think we're just going to stick with residential. Not that little guy, but all this can be some residential. And I think that pretty much fills up this entire space. Let's see, any spots that we missed? A little bit on this road. A little bit down here, I guess. I don't know what we want there, though. Actually, hold on. What if we put in... if I can find it... the super shopping mall. This guy. Put you in right there. Because do we have a mall? We have a park. We don't really have a mall. Let's just see what that looks like. Oh, that is a big mall. That is the biggest building in the entire area. Maybe a little too big. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it might stand out just a little too much. I feel like maybe the Mall of Moderation would be a little more appropriate for the area. See if we did that. A little more in line with the heights of the rest of the buildings. I think that is what we're gonna go with. Especially since it's kind of on the fringe. Maybe if it was in more central, having a gigantic building would look better. But since it is kind of, you know, on the outskirts of town, it would be a little more discreet in terms of the heights and whatnot. So let's go with that. I think that looks pretty good. We can keep the police station around here. Actually, could we move you over to there? Squeeze that in right on the corner. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Because then we could put the police station over here, actually. Right next to the mall, and even throw a couple of our very tiny 3x3 parks, or 3x3 parking lots, right in there. So that looks nice. Let's get rid of these. I don't think we need view anymore. Oh yeah. Hopefully don't need those anymore. Still need those. And the observatory's looking awesome. So many boats in the background. Look at that view though. Overlooking the little neighborhood down there. And we'll put in a little more commercial around here. We don't disconnect the power. You don't actually have to be a partner, you just have to up your bitrate. Oh, well then, I will have to look into that. Thank you very much for letting me know and doing the research. Get you going to there. I guess we can actually continue this along to there. That might not be bad. And we'll just go to there. Nice big sweeping curve. Couple connections to there and to there. Ooh, that's a little ugly right there. Oh, that's not what I meant to do at all. I just dug a hole to the center of the earth. Whoops. Let's get that right back. Random hole magically appears. There we go. Smooth that out a little bit. Don't dig any crazy holes. Alright. Everything's okay. No need to panic. Just a slight construction issue. Mistakes were made. But we fixed it, don't worry. In there. People are actually already using them, which is awesome to see. That looks pretty good. Let's get a couple big trees in here. Kind of fill out the space a little bit. I'm making big holes. By accident, it wasn't on purpose. That looks pretty good. I think maybe it does need a few rocks. Just put one there, and I'll throw one. I'll throw two down here. They get two. That looks pretty good. And it also kind of fills up that curve because we didn't have anything zoned there. And I do like that. We have this little bit of area right in here, which we can maybe do another pathway sort of bit going down. Like so. That's looking pretty good. Hey, booyah! Welcome. How are you doing? Get that nice and smooth. And I'm not gonna dig a giant hole, just raise it a little bit. That's looking pretty good. And I'll make a little bit of like a courtyard area in here, I think. Looks relatively square to me. Want to see me play Pokemon and collect those rock type? Oh goodness. But I'm not a rock trainer. I'm all about those psychic types. Sorry to disappoint. It almost works. That works. Ah, yes, that is just the way I wanted it. Alright, let's get this looking a little better. Circular. I guess I could have drawn the circle in and then put the corners around it, which might have been a little simpler. Actually, maybe we don't even want the corner bits. Maybe we just want these bits. Yeah, that looks good. You go into there. Oh, for the love of God. One job, game. There we go. Alright, let's keep a cross section in there so that doesn't happen again. Love poison, ghost, and bugs. I'm a fan of the ghosts, like Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, Abracadabra, Alakazam. Those are good too. Those are good psychics. Are there any more original ghosts other than Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar? I don't think so. I think those were like the only ghost types, weren't they? Looks like a signal for the X-Men. It did. Oh, and look, I made a Pokeball. Completely subconsciously. Alright, that looks good. So you guys got me thinking all about Pokemon. Middle bit, begging for a rock. There we go. I like that. Nice little walkway in there. I already saw a couple people using it. Not too many people, but a couple people. Maybe cutting through. Big rock before the paths? I think we'll just stick with that one. Maybe put a couple more little guys in. We don't want to overdo it. Don't want to put too many rocks. Because you know the one thing I hate the most is too many rocks. Alright, I feel like that fills up that little corner pretty nicely. And we have some more industrial and commercial demand. Oh, and these guys actually, they're all better now. What happened? We stuck it out long enough that they're actually doing okay. I think maybe changing this to be schools out had a big effect, although there's still a fair amount of university educated people. But you can see our uneducated total for the city has went up actually 6% from the last time we checked. So we're swinging back a little bit to the more uneducated, which is helping out. And we're finally getting the city sort of connected. Let's take a look at the city from above. Oh yes, we're getting really close to finally merging the two sides of the mountain there. This is a really crazy city when you look at it from above. It's definitely very, separate. It's definitely got its own little areas. But it's coming along. It's looking cool. I'm trying to think of what this reminds me of. With all the little groupings all around. It's definitely unlike any other city that I've built in City Skylines. Need to work at the other corner? At the other corner? You mean like up here? Like in the northwest area? Because that's all mountain up here. I guess we could maybe build up on this plateau. But that gets a little crazy. I also want to build out on these islands, hopefully. Maybe that can be our next frontier. Oh, the right corner. Yeah, we do have all this land up here, which is relatively flat. And I feel like this is enough area to be its own city. So we wouldn't even really be expanding the city. We would just be starting a new city, but over there. So we'll have like the twin cities going. Except they're all individual little towns. So let's check out the little island that we pretty much completed. It's not totally done. We could definitely do a few things here or there. But we got the coast with the key. We got the Theater of Wonders in there. A lot of buildings. A lot of cool buildings with some pools on top. We got these awesome walkways going all around that people actually are using a little bit. Not as much as maybe we would like. We got a couple people walking their dogs, zooming about. Traffic in the city is doing really well, still in the mid 80s, so can't complain about that. Population just under the 60,000. We got the planes coming in for a landing. Getting really close to that golf course. Ooh, it's just scraping by. Don't slice it too far, or you might hit a plane. But this city's really coming together. Every time we visit it, it just gets better and better. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with me today. I think that's a good place to end the stream. So hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys join me again. We'll be streaming tomorrow night. Not sure what we're going to be streaming since we're all done with Final Fantasy, but we'll find something to play tomorrow. And we'll be back streaming some more City Skylines as usual on Wednesday. So thank you guys very much again. Hope you have a great night or a great day wherever you are. Take care.